The sky over Chicago was the color of cold steel, and rain fell in sheets, soaking the streets and turning the sidewalks into rivers. Ryan Carter sat in his white delivery van, squinting through the blurred windshield wipers, cursing under his breath as the GPS rerouted him for the third time. He was already 14 minutes behind schedule, unacceptable in the eyes of his boss, Mr. Granger, who believed that time was more valuable than integrity. Ryan was 27, tall, wiry, and quick on his feet. He wasn't flashy, didn't say much, and lived paycheck to paycheck. Like most delivery drivers, he worked long hours for little appreciation, hustling packages across the city while eating gas station sandwiches in the front seat of his van. His phone buzzed again. Another message from dispatch. Final stop. In 9 minutes. Do not be late. He sighed, gripping the wheel a little tighter. That's when he saw her. An elderly woman, probably in her late 70s, was on the far side of the street, struggling to push a broken-down electric scooter along the sidewalk. Her raincoat clung to her frail body, soaked through. Her thin, white hair was plastered to her scalp. The scooter's front wheel was jammed in a sidewalk crack, and she looked around helplessly as cars rushed past. Ryan hesitated only for a second before switching on the hazard lights and jumping out into the rain. His sneakers splashed through puddles as he ran to her side, ignoring the loud honk of a taxi behind him. Ma'am, let me help you, he said gently, placing one hand on her shoulder and the other on the scooter's handle. She looked up at him, shivering but smiling faintly. Oh, bless your heart. I've been stuck here for 10 minutes. People just walk by. He nodded and gave the scooter a hard yank, freeing the wheel. With one arm supporting her and the other guiding the scooter, he led her under the awning of a nearby cafe. Do you have someone to call? He asked. She nodded. My son. But he's out of town. I live nearby, though. Ryan offered to push the scooter to her apartment. It was only a block away. By the time they reached her building, both were drenched to the bone. She turned to him at the entrance and held his hand. Thank you, she said, eyes glistening. People don't stop anymore. They just look away. You didn't. Ryan smiled awkwardly. Just wanted to help. He jogged back to the van, now 25 minutes behind schedule, and peeled off toward his final delivery. When he arrived back at the warehouse, Mr. Granger was waiting for him, arms crossed, face stone cold. Clock says you're 33 minutes late, he said without greeting. There was a woman, an elderly woman. Her scooter broke. Down in the rain. I had to help, Ryan explained. Granger scoffed. You're not a social worker, Ryan. You're a delivery driver. Time matters. Packages matter. What you did is a distraction. That's not what we pay you for? Ryan stood. Silent, stunned. You're done. Clear out your van, Granger said, turning away. The words hit like a punch to the gut. Ryan didn't argue. He returned the keys, emptied the van, and left with his backpack slung over one shoulder and water still dripping from his jacket. The rain hadn't stopped. That night, Ryan lay on his small twin mattress in his studio apartment, staring at the ceiling. He played the moment over and over again in his head. He hadn't helped for recognition. It had just felt right. But now he was unemployed, broke, and unsure how he'd pay rent next month. The next few days were rough. He scoured job boards, handed out resumes, even considered taking on some food delivery gigs just to stay afloat. But the city was tough, and jobs were tight. Then, something unexpected happened. He received a call from a friend. Dude, you're on the news, The voice crackled through the speaker. Asterisk. What? Ryan asked, gradually sitting up. Asterisk, check channel 8, just do it. Asterisk. He opened his laptop and pulled up the local news website. And there it was. Delivery driver fired for helping elderly woman in the rain. Chicago reacts. The story had gone viral. A bystander, someone in the cafe, had filmed the entire interaction, from Ryan freeing the scooter to helping the woman to her door. They had posted it online with the caption, "He didn't just walk past, he cared." Asterisk within hours, it had exploded. Comments poured in, people praising Ryan for his compassion and criticizing the company for its harsh response. A well-known influencer reposted the video with the hashtag Justice for Ryan, and suddenly Ryan Carter was a trending topic. Asterisk donations began coming in through a GoFundMe someone had set up. Companies across the city reached out offering job interviews. News stations wanted to speak to him, but none of it compared to the message he received a few days later. Asterisk, it was a simple email. Subject, thank you from Daniel Moore. He clicked it open. Greater than dear Ryan. Asterisk, I'm Eliza Moore's son. She told me what you did for her that day in the rain. And I saw the video. My mother is everything to me. I owe you a debt I can never repay. Asterisk, I'm the CEO of Moore Trans Logistics. We're a regional transportation and supply chain company, and we happen to be hiring. I'd like to meet you. No pressure, but I think we could use a man like you. Daniel Ryan sat there for a moment, stunned. He read the message again. And again. Asterisk, a week later, he walked into a downtown high-rise for an interview, not in uniform, but in a button-down shirt and borrowed tie. Daniel Moore greeted him personally, shook his hand firmly, and thanked him for his kindness. Asterisk, I don't want someone who's just fast or efficient, Daniel said. I want someone who sees people, who leads by example. That's how I was raised. That's how my mother raised me. Asterisk, Ryan was hired on the spot as a regional logistics supervisor, managing a team of drivers and overseeing delivery operations across 3 Chicago districts. The pay was nearly triple what he earned before. It came with benefits, bonuses, and respect. Asterisk, his old company? Faced with a PR disaster, they issued a lukewarm apology and quietly took down their social media pages for a while. Mr. Granger reportedly stepped down weeks later. Asterisk, as for Ryan, he visited Mrs. Eliza Moore again, this time with flowers. She gave him a warm hug and a slice of homemade lemon cake. Asterisk, I told you good people don't go unnoticed forever, she whispered. Ryan smiled. One act of kindness. One moment of choosing what was right over what was convenient. He had no idea anyone would see it. He hadn't done it for reward or recognition. But karma doesn't always need a schedule. Sometimes it just waits for the right moment to turn the world on its head. Asterisk, and when it did, it gave Ryan Carter more than his job back. It gave him purpose. It gave him a future.